Hi Taurus, welcome to your August reading at Zero's Journey. I'm Madeline, glad to have you. So Spirit has come in quite loud with a channeled message, as you can hear. I am still shuffling your tarot cards, so we're going to get into the story of your month in just a moment. But first, we want to talk about your monthly mission statement. So, pulled a card from the Threads of Fate deck. Your mission statement for the month is withdraw. Now, let me make something clear. Spirit, I do a little bit of sitting, praying, shuffling before we even turn on the camera and start talking. And Spirit was sharing that this is not, it's a little bit like the Hermit card. Yes, there's a sense of solitude in the word withdraw and in the Hermit card. We'll see if it shows up in your reading or not. But it's not about being alone. It's not about being by yourself. It's about making sure that you are being with yourself. That you are not in your Taurian urge to push forward, to go on, to get things done, to complete the steps. That you are not bypassing, I really don't want to be doing this right now. Or this would feel better if I shifted in this direction, or I have a bad feeling about this, a good feeling about this, whatever. Not just pushing, but being with yourself, paying attention to yourself. And Spirit is talking very specifically about how you consider how at home you are within yourself. How much your physical body and the way that you feel about being yourself, how comfortable you are there, and where you need a little bit of nesting. You know what I mean? Where you need a little bit of a soft touch. The same way, Taurus, you are ruled by Venus. The way that I'm sure if you're looking around your home right now or your environment, it's like there's comfort, there's softness, there's security, there's support. Like there's the strength and weight of the earthiness of Taurus, but there's also that softness and suppleness that Venus brings to your earthiness, right? How at home do you feel by yourself and with yourself? And how at home do you feel within your body? So, something I'm going to be talking more about is kind of the fractal nature of reality, and how we can use the fact that nature is fractal to nudge energies in a different direction. So simply by changing, adjusting, shifting the relationship we have with our body, even with our physical environment, with our home, can shift the way that we operate in the world. If we feel more comfortable in our body, we feel more comfortable everywhere, right? If we feel more comfortable in our home, we have a safer base of operations from which to launch and do whatever it is we want to do. So Spirit is talking literally about your body as your home, and how much at home you feel in both of those places, and cultivating that sense. So again, withdraw. In this particular card, they've used the fox as the avatar for withdraw, and that really beautifully relates to the fact that this isn't about like you need to withdraw from everyone, you need to be all alone. No, foxes do a lot of play. If you just Google it, like you can find a lot of foxes doing a lot of playful things, playing with other foxes, playing with creatures of other species. They have a great old time, but they hunt alone, and when they're finished playing with their people, with their community, with their family, they go home to their own little hollow, their own little den. So, and Taurus, this is beautiful, but this is what Spirit is saying. That those people that are most at home within themselves make the best friends, lovers, etc., right? Because they have the most access and they're the most able to connect because they connect with themselves first. And so they're able to be authentic and full and vulnerable, So, time to get authentic and full and vulnerable, Taurus. Tap in to those beautiful Venusian qualities you have. It's only Cancer that would be able to rival you in terms of signs that create soft, supportive, lovely homes. Places where people want to just melt. Okay, so Taurus, keeping in mind your mission statement, to be with yourself, to pay attention to yourself through every step. Wow, Spirit's already throwing your cards. Let's look at your story for August. How you're stepping in, what's around you, what's available. Spirit, what do Taurus people need to know for their highest good in the month of August? Taurus sun, Taurus moon, Taurus rising and dominant folks. What do they need to know for their highest good? Taurus, in the month of August, Spirit, what do you want to let Taurus know for their greatest sense of joy, peace, security, fulfillment? For their highest good, Spirit, always and only for their highest good. Loved ones and guides. Okay. Ooh, this feels like a pretty fat stack, Taurus. Yep, you've got some bonus cards. Okay, Spirit's got some stuff to see. Ooh, the month of August. What's available? Pitfalls, potentials, the truth, Spirit for Taurus. Beautiful way to start. Here's you, Taurus, at the center of your spread. Magician. Look at all that access. And you know, the Magician, number one, withdraw. Be with yourself. Get access to your treasures because you're actually spending enough time walking around, you know, your spiritual mansion to be like, oh, right, I'm really good at that. Oh, right, I love doing this. Like, oof, we're going to talk about it. Listen. Spirit, don't lie. Number one, the Magician. Number 9, the Hermit. Number 1, makes sense, right? The individual. Look out for number 1. Number 9 is also a card about individuality. 9 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles, 9 of Swords. All of them have to do with, like, what am I feeling right now? What am I going through? Very self-contained energy here, Taurus. Wow. Something new. New avenue of income, new skill that you are building. This is worth your time and cultivation. Again, I will pick up and show you why. Taurus. This is the Taurus card in the tarot. The Hierophant is order, discipline. Quite a powerful read so far, Taurus. It's hard to change things, isn't it? It's hard. It's hard, especially, you know, fixed sign. Like, I like knowing exactly how things are going, but it looks to me, Taurus, like things are shaping up to take you in sort of a broader, a different, a more exotic, I'll put it that way, direction, as in, exotic as in unseen. Like, oh, what new place is this? Like, let's find out. The Magician. Let's start here. She has every element on the table. The wand, the cup, the pentacle, the sword. And she has that infinity symbol hovering over her head. One wand pointed at the sky above, one finger pointing at the earth below. As above, so below. When I was talking about the fractal nature of reality earlier, and talking about, like, okay, you know what? So maybe, for example, my mind feels cluttered. We all know that when you have a cluttered mind, if you look around, it's very likely that you have a cluttered space. So if sorting out your cluttered mind or your cluttered heart feels fucking daunting, you can do a lot of good by decluttering your space. Fractal nature of reality, as above, so below, as within, so without. Sometimes it's easier to start the work from within. For example, if we want to make more money, it's sometimes easier to start with, like, okay, so I need to be valuing myself more, valuing the things I own more. Maybe my car is like, you know, is like not the best car. Maybe it's kind of a clunker. But you know what? I'm still going to wash it. I'm still going to care for it. I'm still going to get it oil changes. I'm not going to like push it till the wheels fall off kind of thing, right? Like, I'm going to cultivate a sense of gratitude, appreciation, and attention for myself, my body, the things and people around me, right? And that attention, that attentiveness, that goodness, that appreciation will fractally represent itself to me, right? Will mirror to me in the external. the Magician crossed by the Hermit. She is literally shutting the laptop. Like, I don't need to listen to what anybody else is saying or doing about this. When it comes to this particular thing. So, for some of you, Taurus, this particular choice that I'm thinking about making, and it feels like a pretty significant decision. It feels like for some of you there may even be like legal implications, and when I say that, this is what I mean. Good time to remind you, Taurus, of course you know these are general readings, so some of this stuff is going to resonate and some of it is not. If something doesn't resonate, don't worry about it or let it alarm you, just let it go, knowing that it's for some other Taurus, right? I'm hearing legal implications, as in for some of you it could be like as simple as the legal implications of like signing a lease on a new apartment, or signing on the dotted line to like get this new job, or even something like getting married, getting divorced. It feels like you want to make it official. It's very Taurus to want to make things official. We have the Hierophant right behind you, right? In your past. The Hierophant is the powers that be, authority, tradition, religion. I feel that Spirit just used the phrase like coming into your own. So it feels like, I mean, listen, the Magician, the fucking Hermit, the Hierophant, and then crowning your reading, Six of Wands, where you find yourself, Queen of Wands, Taurus, coming into your own. People seeing that, Six of Wands. Hail the conquering hero or heroine. What do we call non-binary heroes? Heroes? Okay. Six of Wands is being appreciated, being noticed, being seen, and feeling it, hearing the applause, like feeling the spotlight. You will feel the spotlight when and as you cultivate this skill that you are so devoted to. And that's, I think, how you're going to know what this is, Taurus, is look how the Page of Pentacles looks at their pentacle. And notice how they have like a backpack on. Notice their youth. The pages are the children, you know, the adolescence of the tarot. And it's about having that student mind, having that flexibility, malleability, that suppleness, that eagerness to learn, and that recognition of the more that I know that I don't know everything, the more I'm able to actually learn. You know what I mean? That paradox of like, oh, right, sometimes we can get stuck in, especially, you know, fixed signs a lot of the time can get stuck in like, I need to know everything. And if anybody finds out that I don't know everything, they'll think I'm a big fat fraud or like whatever. And it's like, no, all of us have a lot to learn. And those of us who recognize that we have a lot to learn are a lot less obnoxious than the people who really like either, God forbid, really think they know everything, or even the ones who are like faking that they know everything just so that, you know, everybody thinks they're cool or whatever. You benefit from having that eager apprentice, student. What's the thing that you're like, oh, I want to know everything about this, or I want to learn all about this, or I could grow my money. Like it could be even something like, I want to learn all about investing in fill in the blank. Like, because it's that pentacle, it's our money, it's our time, effort, energy, our resources, multiplying our resources. So you benefit from, you know, pages and magicians. That magician is number one. It's the first, it's that initial energy. And it can be compared to like a childish, again, or adolescent type energy where it's not so concerned about what everyone's going to think. It's more excited about like, look what I did. Look what I came up with. Look what I thought of. Brings me back here. Magician, Six of Wands, Hermit, Queen of Wands, the Hierophant. Like leading. Queen of Wands. Other people looking up to you. And the Queen of Wands specifically is the Queen of Charisma, Taurus. The Queen of like, Spirit just said a lot of you are going to be holding court in August. So withdrawal is not going to be totally possible. So breaks though. Breaks, naps, Meditation, self-care time built in is going to be important because you're going to be holding court. I actually feel like you're going to be doing a lot, and that's maybe why Spirit is saying make sure that you make time for recuperation, rejuvenation, some self-care and attention, right? Now, I said earlier that it can be difficult for fixed signs to change, period, right? Fixed, stubborn, like stubborn on the negative end, dutiful, dependable, reliable on the positive end, right? Like, but it feels as if there's a situation, Taurus, where there hasn't been movement, where it's been like, I'm waiting for movement, or I'm waiting for the signal to go, or I'm waiting until the right moment, the famed right moment that doesn't exist. Like, especially if we're waiting to start something or waiting to initiate. Yeah, like that's really what I'm hearing is like, I'm waiting to initiate this until this happens, or I'm waiting for the right moment, or I'm waiting for whatever. August feels like a good time to stop waiting. Two of Swords, we're looking at your future, right? And you have a few clarifiers coming after that. Again, Spirit picked all those bonus cards ahead of time, so I did not pull these because I wanted extra cards. Spirit wanted to tell you a whole last story. That Two of Swords is followed by the Two of Cups. This is significant. Take a look at the Two of Swords. Look at all that water sitting behind the woman in the Two of Swords. She's got her back to it. I'm not looking at it. I really don't even want to hear it, and I would love it to back the fuck off. And Two of Swords, the mind. Two of Cups, the water. Look at her feet over here on the Two of Cups, right in the water. In your feelings, being in your feelings, and Two of Cups, sharing your feelings. So Taurus, for many of you, whether this could be for some of you a struggle of like a should I stay or should I go situation in a relationship, sharing your feelings leads to, here are your following and finishing two cards of the future, a promising way for your future to be shaping up. Justice, and then the Three of Wands. So sharing your feelings, whether, and I leave this up to you, Taurus, because your free will is everything, whether you decide to share your feelings with the spouse or friend that you're having trouble with directly, or you say, well, listen, I've been trying to figure this out, Two of Swords, all by myself, like for a long time. And it's like analysis paralysis. I've gone over all the factors and needs and emotions in the situation, like too many times, and now I don't even know what to do. It's like, okay, well then it's time to bring somebody else in and gain new perspective, and we can't avoid our feelings about it. We can't avoid our feelings about it. If it's like, okay, I really want to leave this job, but I really don't know if it's going to be okay. If the truth is that you want to leave this job, that's unlikely to change, right? So it's like, you might, this is what Spirit is saying, is like, it's scary and dangerous, right? They understand why you want to like maybe not share your feelings all the time, because like then you might have to change something. Shit, if I find out that like I want to leave this job, then oh fuck, I'm gonna have to actually like leave this job or leave this person. But justice, a clear decision, a good decision, a right decision being made, even a commitment being made. And like I said, for some of you, this could result in literally signing on the dotted line about something. It's a good time to have an exchange. It feels like some of you are trying to like operate in a vacuum or figure something out in a vacuum. I say bring a trusted friend or partner, or even like a therapist or a tarot reader or whoever. Bring somebody into the situation with whom you trust, with whom you can share, and they may be able to help bring you to this new equilibrium. Justice. Well, here, let's balance your head and your heart. When we balance head and heart, when we balance, justice and mercy, what do we get? And what do you get, Taurus? Expansion. I said at the beginning that I feel like there's kind of a there might be something new developing, or I might be growing in this new direction. Three of Wands implies new destination. Either your ships are coming in or your ships are going out. Are you getting on a ship and going out to an adventure? Or is something new perhaps arriving in your life that is expanding the possibilities? I'm feeling for some of you literal travel. Like, I'm going over here in August. Expansion, 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 expansion. And then over here in the energy around you, just to confirm, Two of Wands, looking at it, looking at it, looking at it. And then the future is, oh. So now I've gone, and this is what I can see from where I've reached. I left the safety of the castle and went out on an adventure, and look what I found. Brave new worlds. Now the potential in this reading, the potential situation, the end, death. Like I said, fixed signs, right? Two of Swords. I don't know, should I really go though? Like, what could be out there? Like, who knows what's on the other side of that door if I shut it? Scary. It's scary, I know. But the key to your reading, High Priestess, you gotta trust yourself, Taurus, and listen. I don't know too many Taurus people who don't trust themselves. I don't know too many Taurus people that feel in their head too often. Now listen, you might have some, Gemini, Aquarius, Libra, you might have something up there that makes you a little more neurotic than your average Taurus. And even if you do, if you're listening to this, it's because you have a Taurus placement somewhere in your chart, right? Maybe more than one. So you can tap in to that High Priestess energy. You can drop into your body, is what Spirit is saying, and they're reminding me that that's part of why this is your mission for this month. Like, because when we know what it feels like to be safe and secure in our body, right? Then we can know what it feels like to feel like not secure. Like, ooh, when somebody asked me that question, like, I felt everything tighten up, or like my breath got shorter, or I felt relaxed and expansive and excited. And sometimes when we feel like we don't know what our feelings or our intuition are saying, we can drop into the body. Taurus, you are of Earth. Venus, what do my 5 senses tell me? Even if I don't quite trust my 6th sense yet, but you have that too. But if you're not ready to tap into that, what are your 5 senses telling you? That is one of your unique gifts as an Earth sign, is to be able to do that body scan and be like, no, I'm not going to go on this date. Or like, this job doesn't sound right. Looks great on paper. Just not feeling it. Trust yourself, and please bring the feeling. 2 of fucking Swords. Like, please bring that into it. You are making some magics this month. Something new. Bringing an inspiration. Taking it all the way from like, this is funny, but Spirit's like talking about like taking it all the way from like idea to product to distribution. But that's what they're saying. It's like Magician to Page of Pentacles to 3 of Wands. Like, now distribution. So whatever your idea is, whether it's material, whether it's ephemeral, it deserves and benefits from your time and attention. You deserve and benefit from your time and attention in August. Make the time for you. Okay, Taurus, I hope that that is helpful for you. It has been a pleasure to read for you. And if you want to keep hanging out, I've got a Discord chat where you can just come hang out with like-minded folks and talk about all sorts of different things. You can get a personal reading if you want to go a little deeper. And if you want to support the channel, get free daily readings, access to secret and private rooms in that Discord that I mentioned, etc. All of the info to do that stuff is in the description box below. I appreciate you, Taurus. I hope that this reading serves you well. And if I don't see you in the Sunday vlogs, then I hope I will see you in your September reading. Bye, Taurus.